Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I am your host, as always, Skajaramas, otherwise known as Tone Shift, and of course we have with us today our full cast of player characters. We have Tom117Z playing our Elvan Ranger Neathil.
I have an ouchie via disintegration.
You weren't disintegrated, but anyways.
Well, it was something.
You were hurt. There's a difference.
To 0 HP.
Well, that's not the same as dead. We have Luminous Starlight playing as Rocket, the cyborg chocobo warrior.
Our bad guy is racist against buildings.
That's not how that works. We have Hades playing Thanatos, our human Dark Knight.
Hello from the grave.
And lastly, we have Darkness playing our human Paladin. Are you going to say something to announce yourself there, Darkness, or are you going to leave us in the cold, silent void that is the absence of your existence?
Hello, Darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness.
He's muted. He's muted. He's still muted.
But he can hear us.
You dumbass!
The saltiness is strong with these ones.
Was that on purpose? Were you trolling us on purpose, you little piece of shit?
Alright, I'm gonna make sure he's dead this round.
I will ask you not to do that. That would be rude.
Be warned, strike me down, only come back even stronger.
That's my job.
How many destiny points do you have, Darkness?
I have 6 again. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
No shooting death fuel.
Fantastic start, everyone.
Okay,
Hello.
well then. So, to recap where we left off last time, our group of adventurers continued their trek through the bowels of the DeviaCorp facility that they had managed to infiltrate some 2 sessions prior, fighting their way through machines and enemies and soldiers, and making their way steadily lower and lower down into the depths of the facility where Rocket was created, where her father figure, Dr. Lazarus, was murdered, and where all of her fellow cyborg-ish kin were slaughtered en masse after the project she was a part of was deemed a failure. As they were moving through the bottommost level, the 3rd floor, encountering more twisted abominations and blood-soaked hallways, they eventually encountered the director of DeviaCorp himself, one Director Argeth, who had safely sealed himself inside of a large testing armory within the confines of a Goliath-class Magitech walker.
That's what he thought.
After a brief attempt to negotiate him into aiding you in taking down Murasan, the titular and enigmatic individual himself emerged, and through some eldritch magics that you are not totally privy to, corrupted Argeth into a demonic state, sending him into a blind rage and forcing you to fight him and his walker. The resulting battle was long, difficult, and strenuous, but in the end, you emerged victorious, and Rocket finally put an end to Deviacorp by crushing his head like a grape, avenging her fallen family, and ensuring that the atrocities committed to her would never again be perpetrated by this facility. Following that, the party set about scouting out the remains of the floor, picking up a memento or two for Rocket along the way in the form of a digital picture of Lazarus to keep in her memory, and eventually finding a way down to a newly constructed hidden fourth level of the facility that Rocket was unfamiliar with. Upon emerging, they discovered that it was a small cavern made entirely out of amber crystals, at the back of which was a tube with fluids within, and more specifically, the seemingly reanimated and revived Dr. Lazarus. Sadly, he did not last long. Murasan emerged from the crystals and with a snap of his fingers ended the revived doctor's life. In a rage, Rocket went to attack him, and soon it was revealed to the party that Murasan was well beyond their abilities to combat at this point in time, and they made an effort to escape. Alas, their efforts proved fruitless, as with one devastating attack, Murasan completely obliterated the entirety of the Deviacorp laboratory, the party still trapped within. The last thing they all saw...
But, I broke his nose.
You did break his nose, or at least make it bleed a little bit. So
I take this as a moral win.
Kudos to you.
And then he did the racist thing against the building.
That's not how that works! Lumina, I love you, but that's not how this shit works.
That is absolutely how it works.
No, buildings aren't a race. No, shut up.
Just face it. She's girlfriend, you know. When
No, bullshit. I refuse to fall into that trap. Now that...
I am inspired by Lee's bravery.
No.
We must throw
Now, shut up. I'm not done with the recap. You are all consumed in that swirling mass of eldritch crimson light. Your body seared with pain, and you blacked out. And that's where we left off last time.
And then we died.
We just got kybered.
You did
next
not.
next time we encounter him, let's all of us pick up Amber and yeet it straight at him. And we'll do more damage.
Yeet him to death!
Well, anyways, we begin this session with Rocket.
Pardon?
It makes sense.
Yep, just Rocket for the moment.
Nothing about this makes sense, so let him talk.
Silent!
Yep, so, the rest of you shut up. Rocket.
Yes.
Consciousness slowly comes back to you in the wake of the explosion and the searing pain it had dealt to you. You open your eyes and you find yourself standing on a vast, seemingly uninhabited plain of flattened, smooth amber crystals. The sky above you is perfectly dark, save for the occasional small, twinkling orange star that fades in, drifts for a time, and fades out. There's no sound around you. The air is perfectly still. You sniff at the air, and there's no discernible scent. It's as if you're in some kind of void.
Weird.
You look
Where'd
around.
the building go?
Look around for a minute, and you don't see any of your friends or anything else that might tell you where you are. It's just an endless plain of amber as far as the eye can see.
Where am I? Hey, guys! Hello?
Your voice echoes around you, reverberating back several times and filling your skull for a moment before slowly fading into silence.
Nobody seems to be here.
A sound reaches your ears after that. Footsteps on the crystal behind you. Rocket?
Yes?
You turn around, you look, and you're greeted by the sight of Dr. Lazarus, staring back at you in shock.
Papa? What's going on?
I don't know. Last thing I remember is being in some tube and you and those other people, and he rushes forward and hugs you tight.
Papa! I've missed you.
Oh, yeah, I've missed you too. He pulls back after a moment, looks you over. Are you all right?
Whether that can be said or not is still up in the air. I remember this blinding light and a lot of pain and you dying again and...
Dying again? Never would have thought that would happen. Well, I should have expected it was a possibility, though. Signing up for Project Phoenix, huh?
I should have suspected that was a trap.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. I get the feeling it's gonna be the last time, though. I don't even know if any of this is real or if it's just a delusion in my head. Like the life flashing before the eyes, or some hallucination brought on by the amber. I don't know.
Could be your soul finally being freed.
Maybe. I do know that man in the dark robe, I do know he was the one who resurrected me in the first place. I don't know how he did it, or why, for sure. I just
Cat!
I remember.
Seriously, Raven,
I remember.
you asshole.
And then a cat invades this evil god pocket dimension of Avatar at the end.
She knocked my freaking keyboard off the table.
Fucking Keeline.
Like, she didn't even give a... Okay, back to what we were doing before, Raven.
Jesus Christ, I hate that. I just remember... I remember getting shot in the back as I was escorting you out of the facility, and then darkness and cold, and I couldn't feel or see anything. I'm pretty sure I was dead, and then suddenly I was waking up in that tube, and there was Argith and that robed man, and they were talking, but I couldn't make out anything they were saying yet. And then I just kept fading in and out of consciousness over time. I'd wake up, and there was that man again, talking at me, his voice in my head, probing at it, asking questions, but I couldn't answer. And then I'd pass out again, and it would all just repeat over and over again. He wanted to know everything about Project Phoenix, apparently. I deleted all of the information on the project after when I started guiding you out, so...
I'd noticed.
Yeah.
I saw the corrupted files.
Figured. After I realized
you.
just how horrible the project was and what they were doing when they didn't get their way, I couldn't let it continue, and I didn't want to give them any avenues of effectively following you, tracking tech, the ways to use it and recreate it deleted, the programs broken. I couldn't let them hurt you.
I understand. Thank you. And thanks to that, they won't be able to hurt anyone ever again.
Good. I did believe in their mission, but eventually I came to realize their methods were lacking.
I did make sure the ones who had any sense in them got out.
That's my girl. He reaches up and sort of pats you on the cheek. Runs your thumbs through your feathers a bit.
Just because they work there doesn't mean they're necessarily evil.
Just because it comes from something evil doesn't mean it is. He pokes you in the chest. You're a prime example of that, aren't you?
Although, that leaves another matter to be tended to. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna handle Diabolos.
One thing at a time. Okay?
Okay.
Those people I saw you with, are they your friends?
Yes, actually. We met in Marasu.
That's a long way away.
Our shipwrecked. And the place was plagued with the Amber Plague you probably heard of.
No idea, I was dead.
Well, the Amber Plague, it was a sickness a lot like the flu, only it was infectious and it messed with people's heads, and there's amber involved.
And you survived all of that?
We stopped it, got everybody cured, but that amber is still out there, and the source of it is still out there. The seed of the plague may be gone, but the source is still there.
Those friends of yours, are they taking care of you?
Yes, they take very good care of me. If only I could bring Phoenix back. She might be able to help us.
Well, you tell them I said thank you, alright?
I will.
I'm proud of you, Rocket, okay? Very
And
proud
thank
of you.
you. I miss you so much.
I miss you too. He comes in and hugs you again.
I hug back.
As well as you can, yeah. You sort of crane your head down so that your neck is kind of curled around his back, and you take care, all right?
I will.
Leans
You
back.
rest now.
I'll be waiting. He smiles at you, and a few seconds later, he shimmers a bit, and then seemingly gently dissolves and fades away in some orange light, vanishing into the darkness beyond.
And then Darkness and Hades and Tom are just talking away in the chat.
Oh, really?
I have to pay respect, I guess.
All right. And then the amber crystals around you slowly begin to dim, go dark. And then you are left in total shadow. Now we are going to cut over to Tom.
Well, I wasn't shitposting in the chat. What do you mean?
Not what I meant. So, Tom, your turn. For you, much like with Rocket, you were surrounded by just shadow for a while after the detonation and the searing agony. Consciousness slowly comes back to you, and when you flutter your eyes open, you find yourself in that familiar ocean of orange stars that you've been in several times before.
Damn it. Pick for your moments. My head.
You look around for a bit, head pounding, and you catch sight of her up ahead. She's looking around, squinting into the darkness. Her hood's pulled down this time so you can make out better her general features.
Hey, Panara!
blinks, looks in your general direction, squints, and finally her vision locks onto you. There you are.
Yeah, here I am. What just happened, and where are my friends?
I don't know. She approaches. All I know for sure is I felt something along our connection. I had to see if you were all right, taxing as it is.
So I'm still back wherever... Deviocorp just exploded. We were in the middle of it, and it exploded.
I don't know what that
Mura-san.
is.
It's a long story, and I have a really big headache, and right now my friends and Mika, I want to know that they're alright.
Just as I needed to know you were.
Why?
She sort of lifts a hand up to her temple and winces. I don't have enough time to explain it like this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am.
Figures.
But if you're alive after what I've felt, it stands to reason your friends are as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know how, because we just got our asses kicked by a big amber dark mage Mithra man.
I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
You might explain the stirrings I've been feeling in the amber, though.
Yeah, do you have enough time to explain that? Amber, the demon Diablos thing. You use it. You know me. You use it. It's somehow involved. Just... any answers you can give would be nice.
I'm not blind to the corruptive properties of amber, but I trained my whole life to use them and dominate them. I am at no risk.
Yeah, well, good for you. Sorry if I'm a little short, it's just... well, all of this, it's kind of stressing and crazy, you know, and everything that just happened, I'm a little...
She lifts up her hands in a placating gesture. I can only imagine how stressful this all is. It's hard enough on me, and I know what's going on.
Well, that makes one of us.
You will get your answers, just as soon as we can meet, all right?
Batea, right. Need to get home. It'll be a while. First, we got to... oh, there are some things on the way. Once I find out whether my friends and my girlfriend aren't dead.
Girlfriend?
Yeah, Mika. She's, yeah. Me blushes.
Panara blinks a few times. The corner of her mouth kind of twitches up a little bit. You'll have to explain that to me then, too.
You know, with every single one of your words, my suspicions grow. I suppose I'll find out.
As you say that, the amber around you and the dreamscape shudders a bit. I'm running out of strength. I need to cut the connection for now. Stay safe, all right?
Yeah, I'll do my best, Panara.
Then it shudders again and your vision goes white. Now we need to cut over to Alistair. So you aren't getting an interactive thing, but you are getting a vision.
Oh.
Yep. In your mind's eye, as you are still unconscious, your mind is graced with a hazy dream. You find yourself being greeted by the familiar landscapes of the Galrion domain. You see the Beauty's Edge Mountains to the south, and the Gulf of Old Vatea to the east of you. The coastline stretching on for miles and miles, and Garlet resting beneath you. Your home. Your vision then begins to fly down past the city and further inland, deeper into the Galrian domain, excuse me. Your vision passes through the Beauty's Edge Mountains, through the Mulvane Forest for a time, before suddenly cutting sharply, passing a ways. Your vision goes white, and then you're seeing a familiar village, one you've been to before, one where you went with your teacher. But it's different this time. Instead of the buildings being complete and constructed, they're burnt out, demolished, leveled. Scorch marks line the earth. Your eyes and vision slowly pass between the broken, burnt-out husks of what were once homes and shops, and eventually come out to an open town square. The scorch marks here are even worse. There's a well, partially collapsed, resting in the middle, and against one part of the outer wall of the well that has not crumbled yet, you see a figure, a woman, dressed in the tattered remains of paladin plate armor, with her back to the wall of the well, her knees curled up to her chest and her head hidden from view behind a mess of ratty, muddy, red hair that's grown exceedingly long and gone without maintenance. She's breathing heavily. A sword and shield are at her side. Slowly she lifts her eyes. They're a deep emerald green. She looks around for a moment, seemingly fearful, before her eyes lock onto yours. She inhales deeply. Her pupils dilate. Her hand flashes out for her sword, lifts it up, and swings it at you. Your vision splits in two, and you are again left in darkness. And now, finally, we get to our last of these little things, and we cut over to Thanatos. And interestingly enough, Thanatos is actually the first one to awaken.
What, I don't get freaking hallucination dream sequence?
Oh, you get a
Your
thing.
master's about to give you a bollocking, probably.
You do get a thing. It's just not a dream, per se. So, Thanatos.
Aye.
Consciousness slowly comes to you. Look around for a moment, and you find yourself in the middle of a large, cavernous chamber. The floor is made out of amber, the walls out of stone. And it's worth noting, you are all currently at 1 HP, and I just swapped us to the map. We are down near the bottom right corner. But as of the moment, Thanatos is the only one currently awake. As your
bottom right?
Bottom right, yes.
I see nothing.
Same.
Follow the line that I'm currently projecting.
Or just zoom out.
That works too.
Ah.
Ah, there we are.
Yeah. So,
Ooh.
as you're looking around, you actually spot Caius over here. And he's leaned up against the wall, arms crossed over his chest, and he actually has the cloak on right now. You feel at your shoulder and you find that the clasp is undone. It's not around you right now. Caius looks over at you. Good.
Yep.
You're awake.
So I'm not in hell?
Not in the literal sense, no. It's worth noting, you are at 1 hit point, so you are in exceedingly bad shape right now.
Shit.
Now, take it easy. It's a miracle you survived that.
Yeah. Hey, can you explain how I survived obliteration?
Alas, I am just as in the dark about it as you. I was caught in the eruption myself, albeit I wasn't as close to the epicenter. My wounds were not as grievous.
You always had a way of just getting out of the way.
It's a valuable skill to have, though I can't chastise you for failing to use it in this case. Even I couldn't dodge that.
Yeah, I think we bit off more than we can chew.
Indeed you did, although in fairness you had no way of knowing. All the same, I would have advised a greater degree of caution, considering what Murasan had proven capable of doing already before you went to face him. Corrupting someone into a demonic-crazed lunatic with a single snap of his fingers, teleportation, blight. No enemy you've faced so far has had that kind of power.
I guess we got a little bit cocky.
As you did the first time you went to fight Saran.
Okay.
He
You
just
got-
went there.
Yeah, you got me there. In fairness, we beat him next time pretty badly.
In fairness, in the OC sense, we... in the Saran fight, we actually had a chance to escape. In this one, there's no chance. It was designed to kill us. Fuck you, DM.
Called it.
Love you too.
Alright.
Now then, Caius glances back over towards your scattered friends and nods at them. You're going to have a hell of a hard time getting out of this mess.
Yeah, about that. Could you... maybe... you could stay in hell?
He glances sideways at you. Would that I could. But alas, the situation is not ideal for that. I'm sorry. He reaches up and pulls off the cloak and walks over and holds it out to you. Your next destination is Kurzatan, is it not?
If we can survive whatever freaking hole we dug ourselves into, sure.
He passes you the cloak. Then I will speak with you again when you are there. He steps back, nods over at your friends. Go on. They might need your help. And he turns and walks around the corner this way and disappears from view. Then you hear the bassy boom in your head that indicates time is starting back up again, and the rest of you can wake up at your leisure.
No! I hate that! And all of a sudden, what is pain? Fuck everything.
Good morning to you too, Nick.
Shut the fuck up, Thanatos. You're alive then. I don't feel it.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure this much pain wouldn't be here if we were dead.
Mika? He's going to get up and try and crawl away over.
Make an awareness check if you would be so kind.
Dash roll 2d6 plus 4. Take that as your success.
Yep. As you're standing up and starting to drag yourself over to starting to stir Mika, you glance over at Rocket, and you notice something very upsetting.
Oh no. What?
What'd you do?
Well, for one thing, there are sparks flying out of her mechanical leg, which has been twisted and mangled beyond recognition or use,
Good thing we picked up those spare parts.
and is barely hanging on by a few wires. and like her sides and wings are stained with something dark, greasy, and shiny, which has formed a pool beneath her. It's not blood, but it's
oil.
Yep.
Oil, probably.
Magitech
Indeed.
bullshit.
Yep.
Well, now we know about why these convenient leg actuator parts were scattered about the base for us to conveniently pick up. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
To be fair, I made those up on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is the result of that.
Well,
Alright.
it was a good thing we picked up those parts and no mechanic.
Alistair, you alive over there? Well, we can mark him off as dead.
Are you
here.
still with us, Mika?
My head.
Yeah. Yeah. You weren't the one back in Amber Hell with old Panora again.
Oh, you got another visit?
Oh yeah, it was much more cordial this time. Less me breaking down into tears. Still didn't get any answers though. That's infuriating.
I know how you feel.
Mika
Can
lifts
you-
her eyes and sees Rocket. Oh my goodness. She quickly forces herself on wobbly legs and starts to stagger over.
Hey, hold on. Before we can get to that, can you work a healing spell
What do you think I'm trying to do?
on you? Well, the last thing we want is you dropping dead by overexerting
Alright.
yourself.
Yeah, you
For
two
reasons.
go over to Rocket. I'm gonna see if I can wake our freaking paladin up.
I have this high potion. Mika,
Yeah.
do you want so you can get strength for the rest of us?
If you insist, I'd rather you give it to someone else, though.
Well, one, I have emotional attachments, and two, it's practical because you are one of the healing spells. The really powerful healing spells.
Fine, fair enough.
Alright.
Win-win.
So she takes the high potion, chugs it down, gets back 62 hit points, or 61, rather.
61.
So she's up to 62.
Was it?
That's
Alistair.
good. Excuse me, I'm gonna sit down. Collapse.
Alistair. Wake up. Just give him a good flick on the nose.
Is this like death or something?
I'm afraid not, Bucko.
Also, Mika is using Cure on Rocket to wake her up. So Rocket gets back 29 hit points.
Was a little dream.
Careful there, Rocket. Your leg's pretty busted. Let's try and sit up carefully.
Alright.
And Mika helps you get up into a sitting position, and your mechanical leg is completely destroyed. There's no way you can use or salvage that.
That's great.
You also, it's worth noting, have a crack along your cybernetic eye, so like your vision, you're like seeing double out of that.
Why are there two of you?
Your eye has a huge crack in it.
Great.
Alright. Damage control. Does anybody have any leftover potions?
Okay. I have a few. Here, she pulls out her last X potion and passes it over to Rocket. You're in the worst shape. You need this more than us.
Thank you.
No problem.
Go.
A second. Let's see.
That was adorable. How about you, Alistair?
So that is 118 HP. Rocket just got back.
Alice, if you have a healing potion, chug it in and get to work with your own magic.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any?
I should have one. I have a high potion.
Yeah, because
And
I used all
Warwick
mine
was-
in the fight with that freaking bot.
I have
While
4
you're doing
regulars,
that,
but
I'm
right now I
gonna-
need a high.
I'm gonna check my pack, make sure it didn't explode, and we still have everything.
You still have all your stuff.
And rope, check. Oh, my crossbow's good. Hey,
What the?
my dress is intact. Sweet.
All right, Alistair, did you chug your high potion?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're back up to 97 hit points, which is
Cool.
just over half of your max. So you're feeling well enough to stand up and move around. Still kind of shaky though.
So how about some healing for me and me?
That'll be nice. I'm seeing stars, and they're not even amber.
Yes, my everything hurts.
Of course.
Welcome to the My Everything Hurts Club.
Yes, we all just got obliterated by a freaking guy in a row.
So, yeah, that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Mika is casting Cure on Nee, by the way, using up the last of her MP
Lovely.
to give Nee back 27 hit points. So you're up to.
And
Ow,
Yeah,
bones,
fuck that
bones,
guy and his
ouch.
pretentious flame rope, bathrobe thing.
yes.
Mika, any idea what kind of magic that even was?
Near as I can tell, that looked like high-level black magic. Like, just shy of the sorts of stuff that can use Ultima.
So question: How in the hell are we alive?
That's a question. Panara said something about, well, she felt a bunch of strange magics going on around us, and she got concerned, so she reached out. But
Who are you using that spell on, Alistair?
I imagine me, since I'm the only
Yep.
one that hasn't gotten any healing yet.
Alright.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
just
is.
added it.
Okay.
Do we need to use the cleansing spell on ourselves, or
is his
I-
amber still deactivated like the ones from before?
do we need to test and see if we're infected?
Thanatos, go ahead and make a lore check.
me.
Yeah, to determine if the amber is passive or inert or not.
I don't have any lore. Make the egghead.
I mean, it's a pretty low DC for you because of your natural in tuneness with darkness anyway.
10.
Yeah, 10. That's fine in this case. The Thanatos, once you get the healing spell from Alistair, you lean down, you put your hand on the amber floor and feel at it for a second. And it occurs to you that it's pretty much just normal amber. The stuff you found in Marasu that manifested the plague and infected humans was of a somewhat different breed than the usual. The usual generally has a very hard time corrupting humans, at least not unless they're prolonged to it for an exceptionally long amount of time, or subjected to it for a long amount of time. Like we're talking like weeks of continued exposure. As you can tell, you're fine.
Well, good news for us, guys. Looks like this stuff's pretty dormant.
So, still deactivated. Does that mean we're in the same place? Because, I mean, the bright side is that we destroyed Deviant Corp, so we win, sort of.
Well, technically, he destroyed it.
We played a part.
Sure.
Semantics.
Semantics. So, let's see. Alistair, pop another one of those. Actually, no. Sorry, Scratch. I was looking at the wrong stat. All right. So, how about we figure out where we are?
That and figuring out a way out of here, get to the surface and back to Sid's airship before he pisses off back to the
Yeah.
outpost.
Right.
So we're going to need to help Rocket, because that
Yeah.
leg... We
Alistair,
have the parts, but unless we get
Right.
those parts back to Sid, I don't think we have the know-how to...
right.
Oh,
Right.
Alistair, we're gonna have to help Rocket walk.
Rocket.
I'm going to...
All right.
You lot
so-
help Rocket up. I'm going to see if I can scout ahead a little bit, just up here.
Just don't go too far.
Okay, so
I'm stealthing it.
Right, so mechanically speaking, Rocket is presently not capable of moving on her own. She needs
Thanatos.
she needs another person there to share the same physical space. when
I'm
one of
having
them...
flashbacks to Final Fantasy 15 when a guy whose name is suddenly forgotten became blind.
Ignis. But anyway,
Yes, Ignis.
So yeah, Rocket can't walk on her own. She needs someone. She has to rely on someone else to provide her with movement actions. And
Thanatos, help me.
if someone is providing Rocket their movement action, your speed is cut in half. You'll only be able to travel half a medium range if supporting Rocket's weight.
All right. I'll help.
Anyway,
I'll help Rocket. You guys.
while they're doing that, can I roll a stealth check and kind of just sneak away to kind of see what's ahead?
Go for it.
2d6.
Don't worry, Rocket. We're gonna get you out of here.
Okay.
Thanatos, you take one side, I take the other.
18.
Oh, I think it only needs one of us.
Only needs one, but if you both want to do it, that's fine too.
So what do I see ahead?
We'll get to you in just a second. Like, there's one
Alright.
thing I want to address. As you're helping Rocket up onto her organic leg, her mechanical one sparks a few more times. And then just the last few tentative strands of metal holding it together come off with this loud metallic, and the leg falls to the ground below her. It's no longer attached by threads and cables. It's just fallen off.
Hey, as I look back, hey, one of you try and salvage what you can from that, so you could use the parts.
Mm. Mika,
Yeah.
could you pick those up?
Here in a sec. All right, so first I got to deal with what Nee's seeing. As you move up, you find that the amber hallway sort of starts to curve up and go higher. It's at an angle.
Try to stay close to the wall and just see if I can see at the end.
Well,
Oh yeah, this goes a ways. It's like cave or in.
indeed.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to here and just
Right. When you
Where's
get
Brother
to
go?
as you work your way through the vaguely S-shaped curve of this tunnel, the rocks sort of part out in a very jagged fashion, and you watch as the amber floor continues on in an almost smooth glass-like bridge and out into what appears to be just an open and enormous subterranean cavern.
I assume that's what used to be Deviant Club.
As you stare,
the crater.
as you stare out, you can tell that this covers a significantly larger area than Devia Corp's facility did. And as you're looking out, you see almost what looks like the neurons on the inside of a brain for visual comparison. A bunch of organically shaped, sort of multi-sided platforms made entirely out of rounded, smooth amber, connected at the corners to one another in this endlessly complicated web that seems to stretch on forever and ever.
We made a mess. Okay, I'm going to
Roll an
move
awareness
back now
check.
to
Roll an
the-
awareness check before you go back, Neothil.
Hey,
Okay. You go back. What I was having you roll for, you didn't notice, so you make your way back to the others.
Shit.
so we made a mess.
Yes, because we're the reason we're in here.
Well, basically, Deviant Corp is entirely gone, and probably most of the surrounding forest and the entire underground area is just a big crater filled with amber now.
Well, let's hope Sid was outside the blast radius.
No,
Like, what?
what did it look like? Mika's starting to look visibly pale, by the way.
Kind of like thinking back to some pictures and stuff Skalala might have shown me once or twice. Like the inside of a brain kind of thing. Like neurons. I'm
Cat, you asshole! You did it again.
Get rid of that cat. Put her out of the room.
Don't be so mean to Mika, honestly.
Not that cat. Raven, the other one. The one that interrupted the
yeah.
first scene.
So
Raven.
I'm slightly worried that that Murasan might have created a new Amber Coast kind of thing out here.
If I'm right, then it's a lot worse than that for us.
Why do I not like the way you said that?
Well, she turns to look at the rest of you. See, there's this
there's this theory relating to the amber. We all know how it seems to, like, always grow up from the ground, right? That's where it always seems to come from, is from the soil. Like plants, almost.
Yes.
All that amber has to come from somewhere, and there's this pretty widely accepted theory that under the soil of Eno and the first Enoan continent, there's this place called the Amber Abyss, an enormous subterranean region that's just nothing but amber. As far as the eye can see, it would explain why it can crop up seemingly anywhere, but it always comes from below.
You're saying that this isn't the remains of Deviacorp, but we've been teleported somewhere.
I mean, it might be the remains of Deviacorp, I don't know, but how far could you see?
I mean, kind of far. It was a massive cavern of like weird amber structures and things like that. You might want to see for yourself. It's just up at the end of the corridor.
Okay, take me there. You two help Rocket.
So you're telling us we found the source?
We're in the middle of where it all starts, yeah.
So the soil is rotten.
Oh, God.
Well, let's
was making
just
a
confirm that first. Come on.
That's a direct quote from Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No. We can't. No. We can't.
All right. Come on, Birdie. Let's go.
So, as you start helping Rocket along, Mika and Eve rush ahead to get a look, and I'll go ahead and show off the first platform here by highlighting it.
All right, so I guess we gotta start moving.
Yep. So, Mika looks out at it.
Ending chapter 3 with the Amber Dungeon. Okay.
Mika
Right.
stares out at it all, her ears going flat against her head and her tail drooping.
All right, let's.
There's no other explanation. This is way too large to house just Deviacorp. This is the abyss.
She kind of, like,
Great.
pushes herself up against you, clearly terrified.
Hey, we've come out of worse things, like just a few minutes ago. There's got to be a way out of here.
I hope you're
All
right.
And we can say at this point that we three have
Yeah.
somewhat caught up.
Yeah, you guys catch up at this point. Oh, Rocket right there.
What's it like?
Terrifying.
Oh no.
Oh, great.
No, this can't be happening right now. Not now.
We'll just take it slowly. I can continue to scout ahead and not be seen. So, I'll be able to warn you if anything is up ahead that might want to eat us.
All right,
Yeah,
Alistair.
it's not like I can really fight back now.
Yeah, Alistair, you go and cover Knee. I'll help Rocket.
Thank you.
Mhm. Are you sure? I think you might be more suitable.
You're the
Hey.
one with the shield.
Fair enough.
Hey, Mika. Sure, you okay?
I'm worried I'm gonna die here, but otherwise I'm alright.
You're not going to die. None of us are going to die.
I hope you're right about
Mommy.
that. I hope that's a promise you
We
can
didn't-
keep.
We didn't survive a freaking obliteration spell just to die in a place like this.
Besides, we've got too much to do outside. Also including, this may either cheer you up a bit or cause you to slap me, but do you know my whole Panara is potentially my real mother theory that I have going on?
You've mentioned something along those lines before, yeah?
A new piece of evidence. Do you know that slight twinkle in your parents' eyes they get when they think you've got a significant other or fancy someone or that kind of thing?
No, 'cause you're the first time that's ever happened with me.
Well, you're the first time it's ever happened to me too, but didn't stop my parents from ever fantasizing. But she kind of had that odd twinkle in her eyes and weird smirk when I accidentally slipped that we were sort of a thing. So, we have that to look forward to. Conversation with my potentially demon mother.
And don't forget the adopted mother.
I hate you.
I hate this.
All right.
Well, humor cheering up. Mission failed. I'm just going to stop up ahead then.
All right.
Is that
Yeah, let's get out of here.
It's up to you, Nee. Find us a way out. I'll watch your back.
Come on, little
Just-
Miss Ranger. Find us a way out.
Stay back with the others. Hey, don't want you getting seen and shot at by some demon.
I will stay out of
Honestly,
sight,
too.
but at the moment of danger, I'm running out there.
All right, so Neothil, as you're stepping out onto this first gargantuan amber platform, you look around for a bit, and it's worth noting the amber is all subtly glowing, so you can see pretty damn far. Pretty much the moment you emerge fully onto the platform, you look off to your left and you see that there is a bridge connecting another platform off this way, and it continues up north and or upwards, steadily sloping up, but you can't quite see where it ends from here. But the other platform is very large, and I need you to roll that awareness check again.
Oh,
In fact, if everyone could roll that awareness check, that'd be grand.
I think I passed it this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, caps lock is on cruise control for stupid.
Huh. We got the same in front of us.
All right.
Mm.
So pretty
Rocket's
much.
pretty aware for a one-legged bird.
Yep. So pretty much. Well, she only has one leg. She has to be aware. Anyways. So everyone else. So pretty much everyone gets this, even Mika. So, Nia, as you're stepping out, a sound reaches your ears, loud enough that it actually causes the air around you to shake a little bit. Wasn't like it makes the air shake, even though it's really far away, but you can tell if you were closer, it would be absurdly loud. And the ground beneath your feet shakes a little bit. You spread your stance to hold your balance, and you look in the direction of it, and as you're looking, and the rest of you hear that roar too, but Neothil's the only one who has a line of sight. As she looks up, you see a bunch of the strands of amber coiling together into one place, high above you. We're talking like perhaps a few dozen, maybe even a couple hundred yards. And way up there, entwined in the coiling amber that's wrapped around it, you see a dragon.
What?
It's thrashing.
Crimson.
It's thrashing against the crystals. It's not red colored. It's more this blue, sort of a muted blue with on its top side, and its underbelly is this sort of tannish white. It's thrashing against the crystals, roaring out occasionally, but it doesn't seem to be making any progress. It is stuck.
Where is that? Can you mark it?
Oh, I think he said it was above us.
Yeah, it's way above, a few 100 yards above you. Like par 5 length. If we're talking
Nee?
You know, I
What
always
do you
wanted
see?
to see a dragon up close, but
Well, you don't know that yet.
Well,
That's why I
we
asked,
all rolled it.
whispering.
Yeah,
Oh.
you the rest of you hear it, but you can't see it yet.
Yeah, that's why I asked
Right,
Nee,
yeah.
what did you see? Did you see anything?
There's a dragon slightly fighting against the amber. It looks like it's trapped.
A dragon?
As in
What
flying lizard breathing fire dragon.
Blue
Nee,
dragon.
what
Blue.
Okay, that means either ice or lightning. Great.
Is there any significance to the temperament of a blue dragon?
Well, I mean, dragons, unless corrupted by amber, are typically nice, near as I can tell. Reclusive and territorial, but most of them actually fight the amber themselves as long as they haven't been corrupted by it, so...
Well, I'm not sure whether this one's been corrupted or since it seems to be fighting, it's in the process of trying to be corrupted. Should
what's
we
it doing?
help it out?
Is there any way
Be
we
right
can?
out?
And how in the hell do you expect us to? And say we do help it down. What's stopping it from eating us?
Well,
Well,
I
we're
think
not-
it's
well,
from the
Dragons
what
are
Nee is
smart.
saying.
They're smart. They're not beasts like they're commonly depicted in some fiction. They're smart creatures. They're intelligent.
And besides, from what I hear from Nee, this thing's just trying to find a way out as much as we are. So
It's fighting
maybe,
against amber
just
and
maybe we
finding
could
it.
unite.
Okay,
and,
next question.
you know,
How do you plan to get it down from there?
That's what I was
Shatter the-
wondering.
Is there any way we could shatter the crystals it's struggling with?
Yeah, go and shoot one of your little bolts at
I'm more
The big
talking
fish.
to Mr. Big Shadow Attack Man over there.
And what do you want me to do?
I might attempt.
I don't know, shoot shadow lasers at it.
Shadow lasers. That's not how it works.
That's not how lasers work.
All right, let's get out. Let's get out there and see what I can do.
Hmm.
Come on, Rocket.
Okay.
How do I?
Hey, Mika,
Alright.
can dragons speak?
Yeah, generally.
Well, let's give this a go then. Hi! Need help?
Hang on a second.
Ooh, that is a big one.
At this point, fuck it.
Might.
All right.
Uh,
The dragon sort of opens up one eye and looks down at you, struggling and gnashing its teeth against its restraints. Lets out another long howl of pain as the amber pulses slightly.
it's in pain.
Does
We need-
it speak?
We need to get it out of its strains.
Ah,
It's suffering.
All right. Well, I've got an idea. Don't know how well it'll work.
Do not harm the dragon.
target the amber, keeping it in.
All right.
Mighty dragon, if you can hear us, we're going to try to help you out. Just don't attack us, please. We're just trying to help.
The
I
dragon
hope you're right,
opened.
Photos.
The dragon opens its mouth and begins to speak, and what you hear is a language you do not understand, but the meaning yet rings clear in your heads. I am lost. Be gone from this place. Save yourselves.
Lost. Does that mean you're infected with whatever the amber does to dragons?
I can already feel it burrowing into my skull. My sanity will not last long.
Great.
I'm
Now we-
sorry. Is there anything we can do, or can you at least point us the direction out?
I do not know the way. But if you manage to escape, if you can find some way to inform my father what is happening, my soul would be in your debt.
Your father? Who and where?
Bahamut. The floating tower. The Tower of
Bahamut.
Creation.
Oh,
As
snap.
in-
Is this Leviathan?
No.
Oh,
As
shit.
in
You can all roll
the
lo-
God Bahamut.
And
He is my father. I am Tiamat.
Tiamat.
We're talking to a god, guys.
The child of one, at least.
Demigod. It's the same thing.
Tiamat is a supremely strong and powerful fire-headed Draconic dragons in the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. Huh.
Well, this Tiamat doesn't have 5 heads.
A goddess of ancient Mesopotamian mythology. She is the queen and mother of evil dragons, and a pantheon of that's Dungeons & Dragons lore, but it's taken from Dungeons & Dragons, not Final Fantasy.
Indeed.
Interesting. How did you come to be here? And how would...
A servant of the dark, clad in blue and shadow. He imprisoned me
Marasa?
here.
Marasa.
If that is his
And,
name, then yes.
Yeah, we just had our own and run in with him.
Well... Bahamut is your father, and a god. Seems like, yeah, he should know about Diablos.
Is there anything we can do for you other than this? Because we can't go tell him, but what else can we do for you?
Survive. She looks down at you for a second and manages to assert some level of calmness, even with the... You can actually see, like, the amber spreading up her neck, slowly but surely. Looks down at the lot of you. Your souls burn remarkably bright. Survive.
We can do that.
We'll do
Come
that.
on. I don't think there's anything else we can do here.
And
I
hopefully
wish there was
someday
more.
I'll be able to bring Phoenix back too.
Move swiftly. The Ember senses an intruder. She thrashes again and starts howling in pain. It's coming. Run! And then
All right,
You heard
guys.
the lady.
Get out of here.
Let's go.
You heard Dragon Lady. Let's go.
Thanatos, help me with Rocket. We're getting her out of here as fast as we can. Move,
Yep.
move, move.
Come on,
Move,
Rocket.
move,
Let's go.
guys. Come on.
I'm so sorry we couldn't do any more for you.
I'm sorry.
there is no response from Tiamat.
And she's gone.
Let's not wait around before I become fully infected and
Come
attack
on.
us.
Mika, keep up. Let's go.
Run.
All right, so as you are
Guys,
going,
remember your
A bit
carrying.
narrow.
Yeah,
Right.
I am. I mean, I'm,
so as you're all going, if everyone could real quickly roll awareness checks, that would be fantastic.
Oh, snap.
I don't. No, not more of it. What else are you doing to us?
Fourteen.
10, 10, 13, 14. Alistair.
Hopefully this Universe's Bahamut is nicer than the one that
12.
came out mode in 14.
I've seen one version of Bahamut, and it didn't seem very nice.
Yeah, you would know that
Yeah.
the Bahamut of Eno is generally speaking a nice guy, albeit reclusive as all hell, like all the other gods.
Not
Yeah,
one that's going to come out of the moon and destroy the entire world to wait for a new one.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Not at all
now
like that.
we're going to be the ones telling him that his daughter is dead. So
I'm sure he has a few. He's a god.